Court, the movie podcast where Sean
And Michael.
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And Michael.
I'm a damn, spoiler alert, I'm a damn Nazi, but I'm from the South.
And I'm a black lady who worked for the CIA.
Wait, let me get that voice. Yes, and it is me, the underwater man. I will swim underwater with you, and then I will get brutally murdered.
Puss in diver suit.
I will get murdered.
Murdered.
And then, just
be
like
good.
many characters in this movie, there will be brutal murders.
Yes, I die and there's no real consequence. I don't know what voice this is.
You went to, like, New York Jews.
Yeah. Well, there were lots of them in the background.
1969.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yes. I am Salah.
I miss the ocean.
We'll go back, man.
Yeah, you can just get
You're in
take a
fucking
trip.
New York,
Yeah,
dummy.
It's not that.
It's really close. You're surrounded
Coney
by the
Island
ocean, you
is
fucking
a nice
dummy.
place to go.
We watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Ooh, we did.
And the
Yep.
plot is
Tell us the plot, Sean.
they're trying to find the Dial of Destiny,
That's
essentially.
true. Basically.
There's a Nazi played by Mads Mikkelsen, and there's a Southern guy with a mustache played by that guy who I can't remember.
That one guy.
Who's bad.
He is bad. Oh, yeah.
There's a tall guy who's bad.
Yeah, he's like big bad.
Yeah, he's big bad. There's the what's her name lady.
Fleabag?
Yeah.
Fleabag lady. Forget her name.
Who knows? Harrison Ford as Harrison Ford in Indianapolis
Yeah.
Jones production of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
And they go on different adventures to try to find the thing.
Yep.
And there's a little kid who
Is there.
is there for some reason.
Teddy.
And then Marion comes, and that's the end of the movie.
That's it. Now, yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens.
How do you feel about this movie?
Okay. I think I like it more than the Alien one.
Yes.
But
Now this is the hard part.
oh.
Did you have high hopes for Crystal Skull?
See, I was never a huge Indiana Jones person.
really? Okay.
I didn't see the first one or remembered seeing the first one until I was older. I
wow,
remember
okay.
like it being on, but not really like I wasn't as captivated.
I was a big guy.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, I'll go see it, but I wasn't like so hyped about
Crystal
it.
Skull, I was like, oh shit.
It's back, baby.
It's like maybe my favorite childhood series.
Wow, there you go.
I mean, like probably even more than Star Wars and Back to the Future.
Ooh.
Like this is, and even more than Die Hard. Even maybe when I was a
Really?
child, I was like, oh, this is the greatest.
That's wild.
I watched Raiders so much. Watch all three of them so much.
I think your Raiders is my Jurassic Park, probably.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Both have a lot of rating in them. Lots of adventure.
Lots of Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. Music is in it.
John Williams.
Yeah. Lots of that type of music. He likes that stuff a lot.
So when Crystal Skull came out, I was deeply disappointed.
It was
that
upsetting.
It was kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Especially because it seemed like it was so out of style of garbage. It was just like so much clearly green screeny stuff, and it was just like, well, this isn't in the spirit of the original at all. I wish you just hadn't made it.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And this, I sort of felt like that too, but I didn't care as much because I went in going, well, it's James Mangold, who's like 1/100th of the filmmaker of Steven Spielberg.
I don't even know what else he's made. I never heard of him.
I think he did something. I feel like he did Copland.
I never saw that.
Copland rules.
Copland.
He did Logan.
Oh, okay, I saw that.
He did
one.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Didn't see that one.
He did lots of,
Lots of movies. Yeah, just like, all right.
Just like, okay, yeah.
He can definitely direct.
Yeah.
But it's not going to blow you away.
No.
But this movie...
He can't edit. Whoever edits forgot that you have to cut scenes out.
You have to cut
You can't
scenes
just
out.
you can't leave in everything you shoot.
It's pretty wild when people do. You're like, man.
I looked before we were coming, and I was like, certainly this is like 30 or 40 minutes longer than every other Indiana Jones movie, and I think it's like 25 minutes longer than the longest Indiana Jones movie. It's like,
Jeez.
okay, so when you're thinking, are you like, okay, you know how Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade, those are like two of the greatest movies ever, made by one of the greatest directors ever, and they're like 2 hours and 5 minutes. What if truly one of the most mediocre directors of my age, someone who will be instantly forgotten in like 3 years.
3 minutes after I walk out of the theater.
Because this movie is a huge failure, then he'll hopefully never be able to direct another. I don't actually want that. He can direct a movie.
I will say there was no really anyone in the theater. And
No.
I was like, oh man, I wonder if this movie... I mean, it was a weird time, I guess.
Yeah.
5 on a weekdays. Most people aren't rushing to the theater.
Yeah, but there was nobody here.
Yeah. I saw a few people walk out.
Really?
I thought, I was
wow.
they didn't come back.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, see you.
So let's just talk about how the good parts are.
Yeah, it's not like unredeemable.
No,
There's an adventure there for sure.
there is some stuff that is sort of thrilling.
Yeah, sort of.
There's a few things that are kind of funny.
Yeah.
That may be it.
That may be it. I like that lady from Fleabag because I like Fleabag.
I've never watched Fleabag, so I have no.
I like it. I think it's good. She's good and she's attractive.
Yeah, she's cute.
Not that that's not her value, but it just is an extra thing.
It is.
I happen to notice.
It's a value for a person who is in movies.
Yeah, true. That is true.
I mean,
and she brings, anytime someone with a birthmark gets to be on the screen,
yeah,
I'm like, this is representing my people.
Birthmark representation.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like, more power to you, baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad because I was born with a swastika on my chest. So it's really...
That would be crazy.
Finally someone supports me.
Finally, I feel...
I want to say that I don't like Nazis.
No, I'm not
I think
fan.
they're bad.
I don't like them. I don't like that they're... this is going to come up in my panda, but the Nazis were the bad guy of one of the movies I watched.
Oh, that's exciting.
So we got double Nazi action.
I mean, not enough movies where Nazis are the good guys. You never see that in a movie.
That would be a really good twist where they have to save the day. That would be wild.
That would be pretty awesome.
Like, oh, God.
It's like I did think once it would be cool to have... This was like a found footage movie idea, but maybe it ends up being... Once people hear it and they give me millions of dollars, it ends up being bigger than that. But I thought it would be cool to have a movie where like some... kids go into the woods to try to film a KKK rally, and they're of course like a cool mixed race group of of sneaky pranksters who are also kind of stupid.
There for some reason,
of course. And
she's just voicing over a teenager. Like,
hey there!
I don't know if this is a good idea, guys.
And of course, it gets dangerous because they're stupid kids.
And it's the KKK.
And they're about to get into danger. But then there's an alien thing.
Oh.
And they both have to team up to fight the aliens.
That's great.
Yeah. Seems fun.
That's great.
So if you're listening, I don't know what it's called yet. But it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And at the end, they realize, like, oh, we can work together.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, we'll see. I'm not going to give away the ending. I'm struggling to think of good things in the movie, not because there's nothing good, but just because there's not much that is exemplary.
Yeah, it's like a kind of a blur of of stuff.
Yeah, it's
Really.
like, okay, yeah, then, yeah.
Yep. All right. Okay. Moving on. I think, of course, Harrison Ford, classic.
Yes,
He's
Harrison
older.
Ford's
He's
great.
slower, but that's the point. You know.
Everybody's slow.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see because sometimes you're like, well, okay, we won't get into the negatives.
Yeah.
but I get it. He's old now.
He's old, but everybody walks slow.
They have
it's
to.
weird. I
Otherwise,
guess
they'd
so.
catch him instantly.
It's so weird that it's so weird.
I
They're like, oh, we got to get there fast. There's one point where they're like, we got to get there fast, so because otherwise they'll kill the little boy, and then they're just like very gently and slowly moving through different caves, and it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys up to?
Yeah, what are y'all?
Go faster.
What's going on here?
Okay, sorry, I'm saying bad things.
I liked
Yes.
some of the chase scenes in the car. Thought they were kind of fun.
Yes.
I like the one where the lover of Indiana's goddaughter.
Yes.
We'll call her Fleabag because I don't know
He's
her
got
name.
a scimitar.
Yeah, he's got a scimitar. He's like, I grabbed my father's scimitar. I was like, but he was weird because he had like zero accent.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, everyone else here has this accent.
Yeah.
He's just like, look, I got my dad's sword and I'm mad at you. But then every time someone would try to kill her, he'd be like, no, even though he just like tried to.
I
Whatever.
mean, love is complicated.
It is true. There's ups and downs.
Sometimes you're like, well, I want to kill her. Or you're just like, maybe I can convince her to love me.
Yeah. Either I kill her or I convince her to love me.
Hey, happens to the best of us.
It is pretty goofy, huh?
Ain't love gray.
But he's chasing her, and at the end of the chase, the alley became too tight, and he gets stuck, and I like that part.
Yeah, that was good.
I went, oh, he's stuck. That
That's
was
fun.
nice. I like the little cars they were in.
Yeah,
That
the
was a
little,
fun little-
sort of motorcycle, tricycle little
Tricycle
things. Those are fun.
I wish we all drove those. It would look funny.
Let's get some.
Yeah, why not?
What's the best part of this movie?
Oh, the best part?
Yeah,
You want to know the best part of this movie?
the beef lamb gyro of this movie.
My favorite part was...
Oh, that wasn't your favorite part?
No, I
Oh,
just
okay.
like that scene. I probably should tell you my favorite part. I was like, that was a nice scene.
Okay. For the listener, there's a kind of a nice sunset happening right in
beautiful.
front of us as we sit in
Gorgeous.
in the parking lot here at Opry Mills.
It is nice when it's like 8 p.m. and it looks like this.
Yeah.
Like nice out. You're like, dang,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful world.
Yeah. It's 8 p.m. It's still 85 degrees. It's nice.
The visuals of summer are great. The feeling is
Yes.
not so much. Oh my gosh, Sean. Okay, I'm sorry.
Tell me.
We've got to do a drive-in episode of the food court movie.
Oh, that would be great.
Because the drive-in does the new movies. So
Yeah.
we should plan that. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Anyway, I
You gonna
just
drive
thought of
down to
that.
Watertown?
Yes, I love Watertown so much.
Is it 4 hours away? 2 hours
No,
away?
it's like 40 minutes.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's
oh, shit.
no problem.
Well, fuck, we're going.
No problem.
No fucking problem.
We'll get a funnel cake. I'm just planning ahead.
Okay, I thought of my best part. Okay. This is a big spoiler, though.
Uh-huh.
So if you haven't seen the film, or I honestly would suggest not watching it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Or
Continue to listen.
have it on while you scroll on your phone.
Yeah.
And look at your tablet.
Yeah. Yeah. Have it on. Have your 2-screened computer. and leave like the half an inch in between to watch
The movie.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, just look at it a couple times.
And go, oh, yeah,
right.
I guess. It captures some of the
Something.
something of the something.
Yeah.
This is the best part. So they've found Archimedes' dial of destiny.
Yes, they got
And
it.
they think they're like, oh, it's like a time machine. This is great. And it opens, it like finds fissures in time, and you can enter the fissure. It doesn't really make
It
sense.
makes no sense.
But when they turn on the dial of destiny, it takes them to a fissure, and it takes them back to the time of Archimedes.
Yes.
And then they realize, oh, he just wanted us to come back to him. And they're like, oh, well, just Archimedes is just some selfish asshole.
Guess so.
What the fuck?
Because he's like, whoa, what do y'all look like?
Hey, what are y'all
fly?
into? Y'all,
Yeah.
Hey, how do you make guns?
I like when they found his tomb, the goddaughter's like, wait, what's this bird? And Indiana Jones goes, it's a phoenix. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, no. She's like, no, it has propellers.
Yep.
It's like, what?
Good.
That was wild.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
I like that in the end, unlike most of the things,
Yeah.
it's just like a total bullshit scam.
It's kind of funny.
Like it's
yeah.
magic, but it's also just like a complete asshole move by some dickhead, some time dickhead who's like, yeah, come to my time.
Come on.
It sure would be nice to meet people from the future.
I love it.
It does make you wonder if anybody got caught.
Yeah,
Back then.
I wonder. Well, because like a lot of people fell out of the plane. Well, they probably died instantly.
They probably died.
And spoiler, the main bad guys really died
Yeah.
for real.
Man. But they should have died right at the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
There's a moment at the very beginning when Matt Mikkelsen's character gets hit by... I think it's one of those things where you pour water in your engine to cool it off or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they're moving at full speed
on a train.
and he gets hit in the head with a huge hunk of metal and it knocks him off the train.
And there's nary a scar. on
No.
his face.
They didn't even have the balls to like just put a big scratch on his face or something that made him look cool.
That's I was like, wow, bold move to not to address that in any way.
No. He got hit in the head.
His entire head would be gone off of his body.
It would be kind of cool if he like had a hat on and he took it off and he had like a metal
That'd have been a nice
thing
reveal.
or something.
Caved in.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah,
that part was wild.
Is that the only good stuff?
I did like how the fissure looked. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh,
the
this
fissure
is
did
kind of
look cool.
cool.
Okay, this is another thing I liked.
Mhm.
I liked Indy and Marion being back together,
That
even
was
though
sweet.
they kind of oversold it.
Very much.
But the music is so good, and it feels like for the most part the music is not used that well in this. Where it's
Yeah.
like it never feels like in the first three at least. When the indie theme kicks up, you're like, yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
And really never was I like, yeehaw, let's go. This is rip roaring.
Yeah, it didn't quite have the spirit of that.
I don't know why. Did they just use the John Williams score, but some other dummy wrote the music for this one or something?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That could have been.
Or is just John Williams
He's
90?
like,
He's like,
alright.
I don't know. You put the indie theme there and da-da-dun, da-da-dun. But I like that. I thought it was kind of sweet.
Yeah, that was a sweet moment.
It was sweet and nice.
It was nice to see her back.
Yeah, and I honestly, in so many ways, I wish they had done less. But I wish they had done less
Yeah.
with this. Like they don't need to redo the bit from Raiders.
Yeah.
They could just the kids walk out of the room and they just embrace and that's it. They
all
play
you
the
gotta
beautiful
do.
music.
Yeah.
There's so many times when you could just show and not tell.
That's the curse.
And so many times when you could just not show as well.
Just don't show any of it. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if they didn't show so much?
I know. It's sometimes you don't need to see these things.
Man, why was there the beginning?
It's so weird. It was like so long.
Yeah.
And then when it kind of ends, because it was fine, like it was entertaining, but it was like, well, I kind of wish this was either the movie,
Yeah.
or they just talked about it. Like it's weird to have that.
Like a whole prequel.
It's like a good. I mean, that's where the extra time probably came from.
Yeah.
It's had to have been over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
It's
wild.
like another short
yeah,
film.
a short film.
Also, I didn't. Hey, we switched over into bad stuff.
Oh wait, I never said my Euro.
Oh, what's your Euro?
The scene where they are in the tomb of Archimedes.
that's good. Yeah.
Is pretty good.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
Well, I don't know if My favorite part is when they're suddenly overrun with these giant bugs. I was like,
Horrifying
holy
bugs.
shit.
Really scary.
Centipedes. I personally think I would notice if one was crawling up my body.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. I'm pretty quick with noticing gross bugs on me.
Yeah.
But hey,
You know, she's British.
yeah, one was like up Indiana's shirt like
Yeah.
completely,
Ugh.
and there was a spider like dangling from his hat.
He's like, get it off, get it
Yeah,
off.
that had fun Indiana Jones vibes.
Yes.
But it was also like 30 seconds max.
Yes.
Probably. But it was good.
It was good.
I like that a lot. I was like, we're back. And then we weren't.
And that's as long as it
That's
lasts.
as long as the joy. I went,
I think the main thing that I disliked is just so many characters that felt like they had no reason to be there.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on here?
Like the kid, just no reason for the kid to be there.
he did all right. They needed someone to fly a plane.
I guess that's what they. Yeah,
But it was like,
but in the end, well, just don't have them fly the plane. You know, have
have
them
her
kick,
fly the plane. or
have
something.
them kick the Nazis out of the door and turn the Nazi plane around or something. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
figure some shit around, some way around it.
That they didn't.
And just so many scenes where it's like, okay, so what is? Why is this scene? Oh, okay. So the word I think, and I usually don't care, but it especially because I didn't think the beginning was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was also very like Indiana Jones the video game.
Yeah.
Face.
Oh my gosh.
They de-aged Mr. Harrison.
That stuff works as a still photo.
Yeah.
I don't think it works in any other way. It's like-
No. I mean, not
once
yet.
you start moving, it just really fucks up every
Yeah.
time. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
why you gotta do
Leave
that?
them in the dark. I mean, leave it really dark or
yeah,
something.
or something.
There's moments when it's in the dark and it looks fine, or when
Yeah.
it's just like half lit and
exactly.
it's
Or
fine.
he's in distant.
Yeah. But the fact that it just keeps going.
I know. Anytime it's like front on, I was like, oof.
Yeah.
It looked a little bit better when he's supposed to be slightly older.
Yes.
And they just kind of de-aged him.
Yeah.
And it was weird because he's got an old voice still.
Yes.
He's like, hey, I have a young face, but I talk like this.
Me, yeah. I'm
So weird.
I'm only 40, not 70.
I'm surprised they didn't get some AI to like generate his young voice.
I'm
to
surprised
talk.
that, too.
Yeah, it would've
At
been
least
funny.
to like modify it.
Yeah, just sound bites. They just play. That would be crazy.
Hey,
Maybe next time.
next time.
I am worried though. I was like, please don't like this be a trend of like, oh, we can go back in time and make 1 million Indiana Jones movies of all his adventures.
God.
God, that would go crazy.
I hope they don't.
Please don't.
And I think they're also trying to make some. Are they trying to make some movie with that lady?
Oh, is she now the new Indian?
They're not going to pull it off.
Probably.
There's
not.
no way.
She doesn't have a catchy name. I can't even really remember it.
Fleabag,
Fleabag.
right?
Fleabags.
Okay, so what's the worst part?
I'm gonna have to go with all like the CG faces were really rough for me.
Yeah?
Well, because it just I have talked about this before, but you're just instantly like, oh, okay, that's not real. Or
Yes.
like they did a lot of work to get him
Yeah.
to look like that.
Yeah.
When they could have easily. I get it. He's so recognizable, but hire someone or
Yeah.
it's
Or just don't just
do it.
Do work around it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's what happens when you like go back in time and add things that didn't happen in the original story.
I'm glad though, in the trailer, he's like, I've been looking for this my whole life.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they didn't put that
Me
in
too,
this.
yeah.
Because he didn't mention it in 4 other movies. So it's good that he wasn't looking for it his whole life because he wasn't.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Because it's in a cage in his basement.
Yeah.
Like he didn't need to look for it his whole life because he already had it. Thank God that line was not in there.
I know, it made no sense.
Made no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I guess I was just, it's like a general malaise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think the worst part of it is that it's just like, it's a malaise.
Yeah.
Who
All right.
cares?
Yeah. It's been tough. A lot of movies lately. I just feel that I'm just like, all right.
It's also bad because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there are fewer really miserable movies, but that's worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, a miserable movie, we have a lot to talk about.
True.
And a really good movie, we have a lot to talk about. But it's difficult to talk about, like, a movie it's like, well, it's too long.
Yeah.
And
there's like 400 scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes.
I think a real problem with it was, like, you just kept doing the same thing.
Yes.
It was like, all right, we're going to go find this thing. The bad guys found us and took the thing. Okay, we're going to go find this other thing. The bad guys found... And they did that, like, 3 different times.
Yes.
I was like, what?
And I know, like, the MacGuffin is a big part of the Indiana Jones thing, where we have to find this thing in order to find that thing, and then we can use this thing to do that thing. But they just look better and are more exciting. Like, you know, when there's so many moments. They redid, like, for a Fathom event, Raiders a month ago or something.
Yeah,
and I went to see it.
Classic.
And, like, there's some moments in that movie that are just fucking breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a moment when Marion is, like, most of the dudes have left the bar, and she's sitting, and she pulls the amulet out of her shirt, and she's looking at it, and the way that it's framed is really beautiful. Like, the candle is in front of her, and she's just in this, like, small little section in the corner, and she's looking at it, and she turns it, and when the amulet points toward the flame, it, like, air or some kind of wind hits the flame, and it's just, like, beautiful.
So cool.
And it's also just, like,
filmmaking.
It just adds some kind of mystery and magic to it. It's like, oh, well, there's something special inside of that amulet. Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
That's great. And there's just, like, nothing like that in
this. Zero.
There's, like, nothing feels magic.
And it's so vague. It's just like, this machine, when you turn it on, it finds the fissure somehow. And
yeah.
it was like, what? Like, it just didn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I really think the limitations of old filmmaking were really the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Because with this, it's like, oh, we can do anything. We can have you on a motorcycle in, like, a rainstorm, like, generate everything.
Yeah.
It's just like, I just wish
there
was more just actual filming done and not... Like, I swear there's a scene where Indiana Jones is just walking around and there's still, like, some weird CG they do.
Yeah.
I don't get... That happened with The Flash as well. It's like, why are we using CG in the scene where someone's just standing still?
Yes.
I don't understand. Or remember she, like, looks off the roof and there's people walking the parade. They're, like, fake or something. It's like, what the fuck is this?
It's really fucking weird.
So it's like they forgot to shoot it, so they just go... Oh, we'll just throw it in later. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Which, some of the parades have looked cool because it was a real thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But when it's not, you're just like,
yeah.
Oh, this ruins because the magic, the tactile feel of Indiana Jones is so important.
Yeah, it's tough. It was probably a bad idea to watch Raiders like a month ago.
Yeah.
Because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like everything looks fucking fantastic. And everything has such, like, spark and fire. It's just, like, so amazing. And, like, just the way Marion and Indy work together. There's, like, great. There's so much tension and so much, you know, charisma between them, and it's, like, just so beautiful.
No, I wish they would have just done all the movies together.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
And all of the, there's, like, so many fun, surprising parts. You know, like, there's the guy with the huge scimitar, and Indy shoots him, and just, like, so much shit like that is iconic, and it happens so fast. Like, when you rewatch any of those movies, you're like, oh, shit, I forgot there was this part. And I forgot there was this part. And I forgot. And it's just like every minute and a half, there's, like, one of those things.
Isn't
and you're
there the part, like, the like a plane that keeps turning around?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
Yeah, he fights a big Nazi.
That was a good scene.
Who plays, I believe, 3 different guys in...
Whoa.
The big Nazi plays, like, 3 different characters in it. It's awesome.
Yeah, the big Nazi in this one just... didn't really have any characterization.
No, you know what? I just thought of my least favorite part.
Ooh.
There is a lot of unfun murder in this.
Yeah, it's just like, what the hell?
And in most of the movies, in Temple of Doom, there's like some really kind of sinister shit.
Yeah, true.
But that was like a choice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, it's kind of like more of a horror movie kind of creepy thing than the others. But in like Raiders and in Last Crusade, like most of the people who die, either they are people and the deaths are treated with some gravity.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's just like a Nazi and they get killed. But there's lots of people who just like get brutally murdered.
It's like, oh, fuck.
Just like some lady.
Yeah, that was wild.
There's
the first
just
death,
some
like,
lady who
holy
gets murdered.
shit.
And then some guy walks up and he gets
killed
murdered too. Spoiler alert, Antonio Banderas
He just gets killed.
gets murdered.
You're like,
And
what
it's
the
like,
fuck?
wait, who's that guy? And now he's dead.
Yeah, that was so weird because he has more weight. Because you're like, oh, I recognize him.
you're like, oh, this is one of my. This is the guy I love.
And he's his buddy. He's Indy's buddy. And then they just kill. You're like,
They just murder him, and you're like,
all
oh,
right.
that's pretty fucked up. But
Yeah.
also, they don't care about it. It
I
seems
get
like
it was so weird. Yeah,
so many different murders like that where I was like, what is the? This is
it was.
This
strange.
is like an icky tone within the realm of Indiana Jones.
It's like the first time I saw Batman like just straight up murdering people in a movie, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It just like throws you off. You're like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right.
It does not feel right. Like if RoboCop, murders someone and they're a criminal, I'm
You're
like,
like,
oh
all
great,
right,
this
he's
is fun.
dead.
But it's also like that's the tone of that movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
It just feels like out of character for so many people to be murdered.
I agree,
like there's plenty of people who get murdered in the other movies, but they're almost all Nazis.
And it all makes sense.
Or someone who is just like they're
Bad.
like when they're when they die, it's like, oh my goodness, I feel so sick. Like when you think Marion dies, like when the truck blows up.
Oh my gosh.
And
heartbreaking.
and he's like sitting and drinking, and there's the monkey on his shoulder who's also sad, and it's just like, oh, you're just dying. You're so fucking sad.
Yeah.
And this is just like, just some fucking teacher lady just
like,
gets
holy
shot in the
shit.
fucking back.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Really weird.
Very weird choices. And they don't really ever clear up if he... I knew as soon as they introduced the plot about him being framed for murder,
Oh, yeah.
they would absolutely not ever address
No.
it again. I was like,
No.
nope, he's just
They
gonna
didn't.
be back and be all right. Because Indiana Jones wants to stay in what's his name? Not Aristotle. What is his? God, I can't remember his name. The old people time. I can't remember.
Archimedes.
Archimedes. He wants to stay there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, maybe that would be good because you're wanted for murder.
I am so glad that he didn't stay in old
it would've been
times.
crazy.
Like I would hate that.
It was such a weird. I was like, huh? And then they kind of don't, because when they find Archimedes' tomb, he's wearing the watch.
Yeah.
But they don't, like, they should have explicitly had him, like, put it on or something.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, giving them back both the watch and the dial, and it's like, wait, but you have the watch.
Yeah, you have the watch.
It's just kind of weird.
Yeah,
But
it's all just a mess.
a bit of a mess. Why was that dude inside the plane with the kid? Just kind of didn't make any sense.
I mean,
Just to add someone else.
yeah,
to the scene.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Very
I mean, good for
odd.
him. He probably got a good payday.
That's nice.
But
it's just random.
just completely, just a completely unneeded character.
Yeah.
And it's not like he helped fly, really.
No, he just screamed and
Yeah.
like I didn't mind the kid, but it was just like superfluous. It was like
Completely
just
unnecessary.
and like he just was kind of plot device. Like, oh, he gets kidnapped now. So
Oh, yeah.
it's just interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, but good for him. Maybe this will be the start of his
Yeah, maybe he'll get to
big
do
career.
something else, too.
Teddy's adventure.
Or maybe like what's his name, who was in Temple of Doom. He won't get to do another movie for
until
40 years.
Yeah, maybe that would be crazy. Which, if you think about
Chris.
it, if this is the second of, like Crystal Skull,
Mm.
maybe they're like trying to like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
there's a kid in the second one.
Yeah.
So where's a kid in this one?
Yeah.
But I don't. They're not gonna. Are they gonna make another one?
I think it's unlikely.
I feel like
the way the money's been predicted
Seems like
for the weekend.
end.
But I guess the way the money's been going for most movies recently, it
It's
seems like
looking
maybe
bad.
they need to realize that they're being
Something's
stupid.
up, yeah. I saw a hilarious tweet where someone was like, "Congrats, because you didn't help the Flash do well. They're not going to fund more superhero movies." It's like, okay, great.
Good,
It was like that's not a problem.
And I did.
Yeah,
I saw it.
exactly. We went, but
Yeah, we did a podcast about it.
it's just so funny. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
so weird. But I hope there's a trend towards less like kind of scale things in a little bit.
Yeah.
I miss like
You don't need to spend $200-300 million on every movie.
and it doesn't need to be this long.
Definitely doesn't need to be that long.
Oh, short.
For fuck's sake.
Please, you must shorten
At least have some self-knowledge.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really annoys me. It's just like, okay, so do you think that your version of a classic movie has to be 10% longer,
Yeah.
20% longer than the original?
No way, Jose.
And you're doing the same. It's not like it's like, oh, we need this time to make a epic or something.
Yeah.
It's not any different in like the way it's put together than any of the other movies.
Yeah.
It's just longer.
longer for some reason.
It is just longer.
They did 2 movies.
Yes.
I would love to either become Steven Spielberg or just be his friend while
Yeah.
he watches this.
Yeah.
And just like talk to him like,
Yeah.
isn't this wild compared to what you did all that time ago?
I wonder.
It must be fascinating for him to watch. If he does, I don't know if he does.
I don't know. I wonder. Now, your Marty Scorsese's.
Yes.
Your Steven Spielberg's.
Marty.
They're movie lovers.
Yeah, they love movies.
They love movies. Do they give a shit about a movie like this?
I don't know. That's a great.
There's no way they
If
could.
you're listening, Martin Scorsese, let us know what you thought of this.
It's always been my dream, Mr. Martin Scorsese, to refer to you as Marty
Marty.
in a non-sarcastic way. Like sometimes I say it in a sarcastic way,
Yeah.
like it's dumb to call him Marty because I never met him and will never meet him.
Exactly.
But
Well, you never
if we
know.
get to meet,
Yeah.
I like movies.
Hey, they're great.
We have a lot to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be awesome. When
You
he's
can come on the
guest,
podcast.
That'd be great.
I'll pick a movie for you to watch.
Yeah. That'd be,
We can watch.
that would be awesome.
He can come on Carpentober. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he likes any John Carpenter movies?
Surely at least one of them.
I'm struggling to think of anything else to say about this movie.
I like that they killed off Shia LaBeouf's character.
Yes,
off
thank
screen.
God.
Yeah, I was like, nice.
that was
he's
great.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm glad he's
Because
dead.
that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
That whole, that last one was just weird.
Yeah.
Very weird. I barely remember anything about it, but I remember not
Aliens?
having a great time. Fire
And that's it.
ants. I think there were big ants at some point.
I did rewatch like the first 5 minutes recently, and I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's
Like the fact that he's in a fridge and there's a nuclear explosion is like actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I was like, that's wild.
Okay, I'm done talking about this.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Which means
too.
it's time for a segment we like to call Pan Express Presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play the theme song, please.
Ding 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 ding. It's time for the Pan Express bunk bunk because we got them thing that thing about ding 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 ding. Oh, someone's fast forwarding it. Whoops.
You know what I watched this week? I watched a lot of stuff this week, but the last thing I watched was a little film called The Exterminator from 1980.
Whoa.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
That sounds great.
This is what it's about. Two fellas.
Oh.
They're in Vietnam.
Okay, tell me more.
They get caught by Vietnamese people, the Viet Cong.
Oh.
And one of their friends gets his head cut off.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
And they manage to get free and do some murders, and they get out of Vietnam alive.
Dang.
There's also just an insane amount of explosions that seem way too close to everyone. And there's like a helicopter, and it seems like the explosions are like really way too close to the helicopter.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then they're back in their home in New York City. But one friend gets mugged.
Oh no.
And he can't walk anymore. He's just in a bed.
Jeez.
He's in a bed. He can't walk anymore. So his friend decides to get revenge. So it's kind of like Death Wish, where like, you know, I need to get revenge. Then his revenge just keeps getting more and more revengey. And he starts killing more and more people.
That sounds
so
wild.
That's cool because there's lots of like, this guy's kind of cold-blooded in killing people, but also like he in Vietnam was not the one who saved everybody. His friend, his friend who got mugged is the one who saved everybody. So he was kind of like the like lesser man, and so he's like slowly becoming more and more violent and badass. And there's just like some really cool shit, like just some, I mean, one, just cool violence, and that's kind of cool, and revenge is fun, and it's like New York City in the early 80s, so it's kind of greasy, grimy, and gross. Nice. There's like sick shit. There's lots of sick shit, which I like, but there's just like some really cool, great looking movie. Like, it's just like a good looking movie. There's one shot I remember in particular where like he's got his gun out. He's got like a black motorcycle helmet on, and his face is out, and there's like a light behind him. Whoa. And he fires a gun, and like the smoke kind of billows out of the gun after he fires it, and you can kind of see the light shining behind him through the smoke, cool. And it's just really beautiful.
That sounds awesome.
There's just like a lot of those little touches where it's like, oh, this scene that takes place in a like dirty alley looks fucking amazing.
Exactly.
And it's just a lot of that shit.
That's awesome.
So highly recommended. I had a great time. It's fucking weird, but it's also really good.
I love it.
The Exterminator. Check it out. 1980. Yeah.
That sounds lovely.
It's after the Terminator. I'm sure they were just like, the Exterminator?
Yeah, try that.
Just add EX to the beginning. It's perfect.
The X. That's a good.
Or maybe it was the same year. Was the Terminator 1980?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe the Exterminator came first. Probably unlikely.
Wow. I want to see a movie called The X-Terminator.
He used to be a Terminator.
I guess kind of is what the second one is.
Then he has to come back.
I'm nice. But one that's moved on to the farm, and he's just enjoying his life.
Isn't that Terminator Dark Dimensions?
Dark Dimensions. I never saw that one.
He's old.
But
he's also
a robot.
Different. I don't remember.
I
kind of blocked it out.
Yeah, I only saw up to the fourth one, and I was like, all right.
That's plenty.
That's enough.
Up to I have this like distant feeling like maybe 3 wasn't that bad, but I'm not sure. But that's also, sometimes you think back and you go, maybe that wasn't that bad.
To the other ones that came out, not...
Yeah.
Like the first two, it can't live up to, but it is also kind of more enjoyable than the last ones, probably.
Yeah.
It's this weird... Because I remember being like, oh, this is fun, but I'm sure it doesn't hold up as well. No. One of my favorite parts is when he's like fighting being taken control of by the other robot, and he's like, they're like, don't do it, you don't want to do it. And he goes, desire is irrelevant. I am a machine. I was like, that's great.
Hell
classic.
That's my man.
So I watched 2 things.
What?
Yesterday I watched with you Asteroid City.
Oh, we did watch Asteroid City.
Which I enjoyed. I thought it was pretty good.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
I liked it a lot more than Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, I did too. I enjoyed it. It was
shorter.
Shorter.
Had more going on.
More going on. Very character based.
Prettier,
less CG.
Yeah,
way less CG.
The train looked a lot better.
The train was great.
I don't know how they did the train. Is the train a miniature?
I think so. I think it's a little toy,
great looking little miniature.
Nice. Yeah,
it looks awesome.
The craftsmanship's always good in those. I watched that, and then I watched this. I had wanted to see this. There's an old anime series called Lupin the Third about this
Oh,
thief.
yes.
But they made like a newer CG movie, like 3D movie.
Yeah, I saw that it came out recently.
It oddly is called Lupin the Third, the First. It's like, what the fuck? What a weird name.
Japan.
But the bad guys are Nazis, and they are using a magical weapon to destroy the world.
That's great.
So I was like, wow, this is kind of Indiana Jonesy. It was not great. I probably should have watched the subtitled. The dub was really rough.
Sometimes dubs are not good.
No. Hey, I'm a thief. I was like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Why is it that so many dubbed versions of anime sound like that?
I don't know.
Hey there!
Hi, how are you? Very
It's
weird.
like, hey, let's go kill some Nazis!
Yeah. It's so odd.
It's fucking weird.
Very weird. But it was pretty. Very, very pretty. It was like
okay.
great animation.
Great.
Just not the best story, not the best voices.
Was it as good as The Exterminator?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Okay.
Never seen it though.
Hey. What did I watch it on? I feel like it's on Prime or something. It fucking rules.
I tried to.
I'll watch it again anytime.
For some reason, I got my friends went down to see The Cure, and I got like in a Cure mood. I was like, oh, I want to watch like a doc on them. I couldn't find any like real docs. I found this unofficial one that was like so poorly made. It was like wild, and like the people they were interviewing, I was like, who are these people? Like I couldn't understand why they were talking to them.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
It's just somebody they knew.
I guess so. It was very interesting.
Man, it's I get depressed sometimes when I watch like horror documentaries.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like some person from the internet.
Yeah,
from like I like horror.com. Yeah. And it's just like,
who is this?
Just some fucking weirdo with weird hair.
Yeah.
He's got like 2 different horror shirts on. It's just like, oh my God, he couldn't wear a regular shirt? For fuck's sake.
Just put on a regular shirt.
You're in a movie. You're talking about a masterpiece. Put on a fucking shirt, you animal. Horror fans.
Oh, it's losers. Always tough. It's tough. And it's
losers.
Really
it's
hard.
It's sad because I am a horror fan.
I feel the way you feel about that, because I like horror, but I wouldn't like call me like a hardcore one. Yeah. But like, I like a lot of good animes.
Yeah.
And man, some anime people, it's like, I cannot be around you at all. You have to go away now. And they're always doing voices like, hey guys, I'm weird. Like, what is this? Like, stop talking like that.
What is the smelliest movie fan?
Oh, that's a great question.
This is a dangerous question. Marvel?
No.
I wonder.
It's between Marvel or Star Wars.
I feel like...
Just kidding.
It's tough. Because I'm trying to think of, like, okay, what are movies for smelly people?
Oh, interesting. Movies for smelly people.
Like what movies stink? But, like, not like our bad movies, but it's just like they emanate a smell.
They emanate. You're just like, ugh.
There's... Wait, is it Hairspray that has a scratch and sniff?
Maybe.
No, it's not. It's not Hairspray. Is it Hairspray? No, it's something else. Hey, tweet at us if you know which John Waters movie there's a scratch and sniff.
Oh.
It's some movie.
Did you ever know about those theaters that had, like, smell-o-vision?
Yeah.
That was wild. I can't imagine.
Well, there's one John Waters movie that has a scratch and sniff, but of course they're all horrible smells because it's John Waters. But I'm wondering, like, I'm trying to think of who smells. Who smells, and why do they smell?
There's a lot of reasons you can smell.
There's a lot of reasons you can smell. There's just a lot of reasons you can smell.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of reasons you can smell.
There's a lot of reasons you can smell.
It's tough because, like, Star Wars fans is so general that I feel like there are probably smelly and non-smelly fans.
There's probably in every category.
But I feel like probably the nerdier you get, the smellier you get, right?
The more you sit.
Yeah.
Game people
Yeah.
can sit for up to 12 to 48 hours
Yeah.
on Twitch.
Stinking. Stinking.
Playing one game. That's a lot of time. You'd have to start to
It's
smell.
probably horror or anime fans.
Yeah.
They're probably the smelliest, right?
And a horror anime fan.
Oh,
Ooh, you are talking reeking.
P.U.
You.
Hey, please tweet at us who is the smelliest movie fan.
Yeah.
What genre?
And tweet at us.
Horror, sci-fi. Ooh, sci-fi is pretty good.
Sci-fi might be the winner.
Because those are some like big time loser smellies. Like some just
Big time
schlumps. Some big old schlumps.
Sci-fi horror. These
Mm,
crossovers. I feel like sci-fi horror is kind of cooler.
They're probably less smelly, is
Yeah.
my guess. Hey, just please tweet at us for
And-
once in your fucking life.
You can also tweet at us what you think the smelliest movie is.
Yes.
And maybe we can watch it.
Yeah, what is the smelliest movie?
I don't know. Very good question.
And what is the movie I'm thinking of that's the John Waters movie? Tweet at us. I'm not going to Google it.
No.
It would be sacrilegious.
No.
Michael,
Yeah.
thanks so much for seeing The Dial of Destiny
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course.
I'm sorry that it was, let's say, 35 minutes too long.
Hey, if I had the dial during the movie, I would have turned it to when it was over, and we would have done the podcast, and it would have felt like we hadn't watched it.
Yeah, and we would be like, well, I don't really. Actually, it's be pretty similar to the podcast
Yeah, exactly.
as we did it, because we just go, I don't really remember what
I
happened.
remember when the fissure opened up and we went inside of it,
Yes.
but that's about it.
It'd be a lot more interesting podcast if we had entered a fissure.
Well, I guess we would still... No, because we would have left.
Because we would go to Archimedes time.
We would... Yeah.
Fuck.
Archimedes time.
Hey, if you're listening, Archimedes, tweet at us at FoodCourtcast.
Yeah.
Let us know what it's like to use the sun's rays to
Yes.
set ships on fire.
That
On behalf of Michael Hampton, I'm Sean Parrott saying to you, bon appetit.